Hello everyone, welcome back to CBJ Sports. Last week we had an NBA update. This week we're going to go back to our regular, every sport kind of different segment look, talk more NBA playoffs. You can listen to us on Apple Music, Spotify, Buzzsprout. We're trying to get some sponsors through the door, get on other platforms where you can listen to our podcast every single week. For this week's episode 10, we got Billy back this week.
Hey
All the boys are here. Baseball is full effect. Playoff is in full swing. And we're going to start right there in the NBA with the playoffs. And the Bucks-Nets played last night. We just watched the Hawks beat the Sixers. The Mavs Clips will come on, so we won't talk about that because it's right now as we speak. But the first question is the player with the most to prove in round two. And I went straight to the best series and maybe should be people's NBA Finals series in the Bucks-Nets. And I think it's Giannis Antetokounmpo. He last year got knocked out by Jimmy Butler in the Heat in the bubble. He proved he came back and showed the world he could take down Jimmy Butler in 4 and swept the Heat. But he's got to show up against KD, match KD points-wise, be able to lock up. You're not going to stop Kevin Durant, but slow him down a little bit to where they can get a few games in this series and make this competitive and take it to 6 or 7.
I'm going with Chris Middleton. After game 1, I just he played bad.
I'm going to go on a little preemptive here. I'm going to predict tonight's game for a matter. I'm going to say the Mavs win, and I'm going to go Kristaps in round 2. I think Kristaps has got to look like a second scoring option. I don't know what it is this first run of the playoffs, but I know I've watched plenty of games with Kristaps on when he's on fire, and he looks like that second. He looks like that perfect complement to Luka, and he just hasn't been that in round 1. So I want to see him get back to it if and when they win the night and test it out.
Sometimes it's like a third or fourth option for them. It's just,
Yeah.
I would agree on you if they win tonight. I would agree on that. But I think Giannis is a good one. Being he needs to make. This is the one step he's got to beat. I think if he beats the Nets,
He's putting his face on a pedestal.
If they beat Nets in this series, then everybody's expecting them to be in the finals and probably win. But I'm gonna go Sixers, and I'm gonna go Simmons helping Embiid out. Embiid's gonna need help; he can't carry the team himself.
Yeah,
So I think someone's gotta help him out.
Yeah, we just watched her Embiid drop 30 and lose to the Hawks, and like I was saying, that whole game is a guy like Tobias Harris. I think Simmons has to step up in these moments if they want to be that final team. We've talked every week on this podcast. If the Sixers want to get to where they want to go in that rebuild simulation that they did. That guy that they picked up in Tobias Harris or Ben Simmons that they drafted has to step up and be the guy. Speaking Bucks Nets, a winner and why? And more than likely this winner, unless barring Sixers or Hawks like run in the East, I think the winner of this series is more than likely going to the finals from the East. And I went with the Nets just because there's so many options. I know the Bucks match up well defensively size-wise, but when you have Kevin Durant who can drop 30, James Harden was hurt last night and they still look good. Kyrie had 25. I mean, Bruce Brown, Blake Griffin had 18 and 14 off the bench, a career high. If this team does what it's supposed to do, scoring, especially from the outside with guys like Joe Harris, I think the Nets win in 6, maybe even 5.
I think Bucks win the series. I mean, if you watch game 1, I mean, the Bucks played like 4, but usually they're 3-and-D. That's what they're based on. They weren't shooting good at all, and they still were right there with them.
1-3.
Yeah, they were still right there with them. But when the Bucks are on and they play defense, and PJ Tucker he didn't play badly against. He got in foul trouble against KD, but in the beginning he was getting steals. I mean,
Nets in 5, they're better. I mean, I just don't see how you can go against 3 of the best players in our league right now. Harden will be. I'm sure he'll be back for the series is over.
I think it's just hamstring.
Even without Harden, I just don't see the Bucks. I mean, they're a great team. Don't get me wrong.
You have to keep pace.
Yeah, and that's the thing. When you got a team that can drop 140 on you in the blink of an eye every game, like it's nothing. I mean, I just don't see. They don't need to worry about defense because they can outscore any opponent they play. So I mean, and just with KD and Kyrie, even Harden's not there. You got people like Joe Harris, DeAndre Jordan's still there, Blake Griffin,
Nick Claxton.
Nick Claxton.
Kawhi could play
Yeah,
good.
it's honestly a hard question. I
I think
want
it's a very flippable.
yeah, it's more like I want to say Nets because they're more consistent, but I wouldn't say that with Kyrie. I'd say that with more of Harden and Durant. But being Harden now, maybe not coming back, probably coming back. I wouldn't say consistency with Kyrie, but Bucks looked very inconsistent yesterday.
That was definitely not the Bucks
Yeah,
team.
that was
They were
not
still
Bucks
right
team.
there with them. They
That's-
played horrible.
That's why I think I said 6, maybe 5. I think this. See, when it goes to a game 7, there's no pick and choosing a winner. It's flip a coin, and whoever shows up in a game 7. And I mean, we've seen that in previous years. But if this goes 7, it's going to be KD, Giannis all game long. They're going to get ISO after ISO against those two. I think this is the matchup everyone wanted to see, and this is a matchup that is going to be fun to watch all the way through, no matter who wins.
Because like Giannis had what, like 32.
Yeah,
and,
he
like,
played
12,
amazing.
and they still lost.
Yeah, I think Giannis is going to be a key factor. We talked Mavs Clips. Kawhi in Game 6 was remarkable. He dropped 45. He saved the Clippers' season. I talked a bit this week. I want to clear up. We threw a lot of shade last week to Paul George, but I'm going to give him his respect. He's averaging, I think, 24 and 9 in this round. He's shown up and been that guy too that the Clippers went out and got for Kawhi to help, and he's shown up. But is Kawhi Leonard still a top 5 guy on the NBA list right now? And my first answer is yes. He's proven he's a winner. He's an NBA champion. Yes, he's moved around, but he's not like, yeah, the Clippers were supposed to be a super team, but it hasn't folded. The cards haven't landed in his hands like that. He has to be the guy every single night, and he's shown us he can be the guy every single night, load management or not during the regular season. When it matters, Kawhi shows up.
I think I was going through this last night, and I think I had him at 6 because I
got him at 6 too.
you got KD, LeBron.
I don't have LeBron. I'm talking about right now.
This is in no particular order, by the way. KD, LeBron, Curry, Jokic, Embiid. I think I actually threw Harden above him. I have him right there, but I'm gonna throw him at 6. I'm keeping him above Harden right now, but he's number 6 for me because he has the ability to drop 45 at any time and play the best top 2 defense in the league. It's just right now, there's so many players stepping up this year in terms of people like Jokic, who's always been good, but now he's getting that respect he deserves. And it's just, I don't see, he's right there by having the 6.
I think he's right there, but I don't think I have him because you guys named your top 5, but I think I'm throwing Luka over him right now. I take Luka over him right now. Luka is carrying that team. Every game they've won against the Clippers has been because of Luka. Kawhi, he's had great games, but he also has Paul George who has definitely stepped up that. But Luka is carrying the team.
I can see that.
I got him at 6. I'll rank run up. I go Curry, LeBron, KD, and Giannis. Luka. That's what
Yeah, I think
I do.
the throw out and throw in is I put in Kawhi over Jokic and LeBron. I think Kawhi's proven he's a superstar, he's a winner. I think he's right there. We all agree, right there in the 5-6 range. He's a proven superstar in this league, and that's really what I wanted that topic to be about. Is Kawhi's still that guy in Los Angeles, and he's got a chance in Game 7 to take down a young guy like Luka and move on to round 2. Last question in the NBA topics: role player MVP round 1. And I went back to a guy we've talked about for the Bucks, Bryn Forbes. He averaged more than Jimmy Butler in round 1. He came off the bench and played well. The whole Bucks bench did. But I went Bryn Forbes just because he had too many games that were just outstanding for Milwaukee and won that series. Very fast.
That's it, man.
I don't know.
Oh,
Forbes is a really good one. I'm trying to think of someone other than Forbes, but
There's definitely some bias from
yeah.
here, but I just, not because of the offensive end, even though he's still a great 3-point shooter. I want Jay Crowder, just
A
because
really good series.
really good series. I mean, you get the task of playing your offensive role and guarding LeBron every game, and he took. Granted, yeah, LeBron scored whatever he scored game 6.
Yes, 7 in the first half.
Yeah, exactly. Though, even holding them to a half when it gives you that kind of lead. he deserves something in like respect-wise or just praise-wise because I've always liked Jay Crowder. So I think he's that perfect chemistry fit for that team.
Yeah, I like both of them. I'm gonna go with Crowder. I really like Crowder. He held LeBron. I think when he averaged 22 points to elimination series in the first
Great
round.
inefficient series for LeBron. Also, Jay Crowder was all over him.
He was in his head
Trash
too.
talking. Yeah, I think. But if that's what you got to do, LeBron. You got to be that Lance Stevenson to get in his ear and whisper some words to him and just fight back with him.
The way Crowder was talking to him, it kind of reminded me, went back a couple of years, reminded me of Draymond in that series when he was just every second he got, he was in LeBron's ear.
Joakim Noah in his prime talking to Bron. Like, I mean, it's just both those guys had really big series, and it's showing now in the playoffs more and more that bench matters. Like during the regular season, you can win games with a starting lineup, but if you want to make that finals run, you gotta have the bench guys that come in and keep giving you points, play defense, and bring.
That's like the Raptors run a couple years ago. That's one of the best benches
Fred
I've
Ben
ever
Fleet
seen
off
in my
the
life.
off the
I
bench.
mean, and Norman Powell come off the bench. I mean, they just had everybody.
Yeah, I think the bench is really going to play a factor later in this playoff run. Moving on to some baseball. This year, it's been a wild year. A lot of bad teams playing good teams playing bad, all the divisions switching in and out. First question is, who has the most to improve at the trade deadline? And I'm going to go hometown team. Billy's going to, I went with the Braves. I think the Braves have to improve the bullpen. Pitching is the biggest weakness in Atlanta. I think they've been able to hit with anyone. They can put up runs, drop of a dime. It's just pitching is killing them. I mean, trading even for a starter right now would help. Someone's coming back. Who's coming back?
Shane Green. Or are we talking about
Starter.
Soroka?
Soroka's coming
He's
back.
still got a couple more weeks. He had to get surgery again.
That's what I'm saying is there's a lot of injuries in that start rotations where I think you look more to the bullpen, maybe go get a really good relief pitcher, just something of that nature to help out that bullpen. I think that's a thing.
Well, we just, in terms of the bullpen, we actually just traded for a reliever from the Blue Jays. But, yeah, I'm wearing a Blue Jays jersey. But we got
He's already got the jersey.
Ty Tice, I think his name is. And then we just re-signed Shane Green. He just got recalled today.
Yeah, I was just really mean like just a big name at trade deadline to go get a relief pitcher.
Well, I mean, we had Mark Melanson, but I just leave it safe for what the Padres do.
You're getting people in the face.
Who's else, Steve?
I'm gonna go Yankees. I think Yankees is in the most competitive division in the league right now. So I think Yankees are sitting in fourth in the division. I think if they want to make a playoff run, they're gonna have to definitely pick up a few players.
I'd go with Yankees, but the bullpen is not bad. It's just they just can't hit.
It's not-
It's not the pitching with
It's
New
just
York.
I don't know. Like
If you can't hit on Yankee Stadium, you got problems.
There was so many hidden songs, dude. It's so bad. I don't even know.
Yeah, I've just been watching. I've been watching this Red Sox Yankees series since I'm happy. I love beating the Yankees, but I've never felt this way to where I feel bad because it's like when you're throwing fastballs, Rafael Devers. I don't know what you expect them to end up besides your own bullpen and outfield, but it's almost like you expect Judge and then strike out every at bat. It's like, oh, that's what they did last at bat, but it's like. I don't know. It's kind of disappointing.
It's very sad.
I might be I'm not English. I might be beating a dead horse here, but I feel like this has been said for about the past 20 million years. Going with the Angels. If they don't pick up some pitching,
One more name.
just one, pick up another. You picked up Dylan Bundy last year. Great. That makes two good starters.
The chili.
You only need three more and about half a bullpen. At what point do the Angels realize you have a lineup to compete with anybody? You have a hitting lineup that can match against anybody in the MLB. But when half your pitching staff is above 5 ERA, get some help.
I think it's hard with people that are paying travel, paying.
Dude, there's no salary cap. You're in LA. You have the budget to buy the world.
It's still hard to think.
Look at the Dodgers.
Yeah, just call them up. Like, hey, good bar.
If you get one of your aces,
Yeah,
you
you
gotta
gotta-
start gonna have our seventh.
Oh, Dustin May, kind of your.
Yeah, but I think those are all teams that need to step up. I agree with the Yankees a little bit more than even when I said the Braves. All those teams have to make moves if they want to make a playoff push at the deadline. As we get closer to All-Star break, I want to list off just some of our All-Star selection locks. We're going to start with pitcher and go AL, NL, and I'll start with, we'll just go both of them each time. I'll go AL, NL. First AL, I went Shane Bieber. I think he's had a crazy year. Yes, he's been questioned about cheating. I agree sometimes. But yeah, everyone's been doing it this year. I think Shane Bieber's had a great year. And my NL pitcher is Jake DeGrom. No one's been able to touch him all year long. He's the best pitcher in baseball. I think he's got to be a lock for the other All-Star selection from me now.
And now I got DeGrom and AL. I'd go Bieber and Garrett Cole.
Garrett Cole, good.
For the AL, I went Garrett Cole. And for the NL, I went Corbin Burns. There it is.
That's the name of one.
Corbin Burns has been cheating on me all year. And
Everyone is.
but no, I like Corbin Burns a lot.
Hey, Garrett Cole and I lost some votes last week.
Jacob McGrawn's probably the only
he
pitcher in the
He
league.
didn't cheat last week. He gained some after
Did you see
he gave up
I hate
6
to talk about
runs.
ages like this, but did you see the stats? I'm like,
Yeah. His
spin
curveball
rate,
went down
spin rate,
400.
400 RPMs went down. He gave up like 5 runs or something.
Garrett Cole against the Rays. He shut out the Rays.
He's been having a Cy Young year all year, and then like his spin rate drops 400 in one game, 5 runs. It was crazy.
Yeah, nah.
But I still go Garrett Cole. I'm gonna go Shane Bieber tonight.
Alright, well, you want to say something?
Since that's 2 AL pitchers.
Oh, my bad. The Mets say DeGrom. Sorry.
Okay. DeGrom in NL, Shane Bieber AL. We also want to get Garrett Cole around the board. We'll go to the infield. AL, yes, Spicy. I think X is the best shortstop in the AL. I'm going to go for All-Star selection lock. He's been hitting for power. He's got one of the best batting averages in baseball. And NL, I'm going to go with a fan favorite. I think he's going to get a lot of votes. I got to go Tatis at short also. I think Tatis is going to run away with votes. I know he's not playing the best at shortstop in the NL, but if we're talking fans, everyone loves Fernando Tatis.
I don't know.
He's my lock.
All-Star game is in Colorado.
I was going to go Acuna because it's more of a lock, but I was like, Tatis is a fan.
He's an outfielder. So.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
I'd go Acuna.
I want Tatis. Just go, Billy. Go.
Let's see, AL infield, Vlad. And he's having a out of nowhere kind of MVP type year, so that's kind of a straight pure lock. And then NL infielders. That's where my brain might take a minute.
That's
to
why I
process.
say Tatis.
It's kind of just like, alright.
Actually, probably going to be way Rolf here. I'm not sure what kind of year he's having, but every time I feel like I see him posted on MLB or whatever, he's hitting a home run. I'm going to go Reese Hoskins. May not be a pure lock, but the dude is absolutely natural this year. And I hate the Phillies. But
He was mic'd up last week and hit a tank. That was great.
AL, I got Vladdy, and NL, I went with Brandon Crawford.
that's a good one. That's a really good one.
Very complicated. The Giants have a good year.
AL, I'm gonna go X, NL, Tatis.
I think X and Tatis have both had crazy. I think I want Tatis just because the name, the fans are going to give him the votes
Yeah, he's
to
gonna-
get in there. I just don't think another name pops up in my head. It's like he's going to battle Tatis for some
Alright.
shortstop.
Just before I say everybody's mind.
Yeah.
Going to the outfield. NL, Acuna. AL, Trout.
I want to tie the votes are going to get him the left field spot. Dude, no shot. No one's voting for Shohei Ohtani. He's getting all the votes. There's no
He's
shot.
not getting more than Trout.
I think Trout's hurt, isn't he? He's back.
If he was hurt, he's
I think
out
Trout's
for
more
a week.
blocked. I want Ohtani just like the Tatis pick. I think people are like, oh, I want to see Shohei play left field also.
I mean, I'm going to go to the other side.
Yeah.
I want Acuna
Trout
on the other
and
side.
Acuna, okay.
Trout.
I think
I don't think
hey, Angel player. I went with fans. But moving on to the NFL. It's a little bit farther away. Preseason's coming faster than we think. All the teams are kind of getting set. The Julio trade happened today as he's going to the Titans. As we start off with rookies that are coming into the NFL. Rookie of the year, offense and defense. Starting on the offense, we'll go around the board. I went Najee Harris in Pittsburgh. I think he can come in and instantly be a starting guy in Pittsburgh. He's an Alabama running back. Pittsburgh loves to run the football. They haven't had that guy ground and pound. I think Najee comes in and gets 1,000 first game.
Man, I wonder who Blake could be picking for defense.
Shut up.
Man, I wonder who Billy could be picking for offense. Jalen Waddle. I mean,
That's a good pick.
and I know it's going to be
There's so many receivers in that
deep
game.
down. I know it's going to be a quarterback. I know it is, but there's that sliver of hope for me.
There's
that
also so many wide receivers in that game.
That Jalen Waddle becomes the next Tyreek Hill.
I think it's gonna take.
I'm just saying.
I think
It
we were
all
talking about
depends
this.
on Tua.
Yeah, that's why I was. We were
But
talking
I
about
just
this.
think that's
It's
too
more
many
Tua.
other people
I-
tackling in on that.
I think-
Yeah, catches.
Devontae Parker can
Will
stay
Fuller.
healthy.
He's automatically at least wide receiver 3.
But it,
I mean, you'd
I
say
just
that.
don't
You'd
think that's
say
rookie of
that.
the year.
You'd say
He's
that
slot.
about Kansas City too.
Yeah.
He's your slot.
Yeah, I know, but
The reason I'm saying it is because even if Tua doesn't have a great year, that's somebody that you can throw a drag route to 2 yards down the field.
I just don't think he's gonna have a Justin Jefferson year. Like he could have a good year, like 800 yards, 54
Oh,
catches, but like I don't think he's having Justin Jefferson 1,200 yards.
so he won't touch it that much.
Yeah, I just don't think there's enough room for him
But
to
he-
get
I
out.
mean, it all banks on Tua.
Yeah, it really does.
That's what I say.
Yeah, it is.
I'm gonna go. Obvious answer with Trevor Lawrence. I mean,
Yeah.
I
I
don't
think it's like it's all
the
based off
question
of
should have
Jefferson.
been, other than Trevor Lawrence, who's gonna be able to run it? Yeah.
All right.
But if
I mean, he
Najee
could
has
come
like
out and have a
1,000,
horrible year.
yeah.
Yeah, he could come out and have a horrible year,
it's
get
like,
hurt or something.
and it's like, oh, Najee had a good
But
All right.
we're expecting him to be on.
Wrapping this back around. Say it, Blake. Let's go.
J.C. Horn, Carolina Defensive Rookie of the Year. We deserved one last year. We're getting it this
They
year.
did deserve one last year. I'll be the first to say that. Chase Young. I mean, if I had to flip you off right now, Jeremy Chin deserved that.
Getting our revenge.
Why don't look at me? Can somebody else answer second?
Someone say
I thought
Gregory
you wanted
Rousseau.
to. You said
I'm
come
gonna
back
go
around.
Someone say Rousseau.
I don't go with Michael Parsons.
I like that pick too.
I go with Michael Parsons because I
Well,
think he's going to be the key to that defense being good. This
I'm
I
gonna-
don't think how
Jalen Smith
linebacker
has
wins.
it.
I just don't know how linebacker wins for DB.
All
I
right.
do have to get like 100 tackles.
So it's either got. Usually it's got to be corner
Or DM.
or recently DN. That's why I don't think Russo is a bad pick.
Yeah,
I
I
like
like
Bills just
Rousseau.
picked up. Bills just got the best defensive offseason,
I think the-
especially on D line. We picked up like 3 guys, 2 rookies coming in that are going to be fantastic. On a great defense already with the second.
The only reason I don't say Russo is because you already have your D line kind of set. They're gonna be more
No, we don't.
No, we don't.
We don't.
Don't say that.
Jerry Hughes. Oh,
He's a border.
yeah, but he's still gonna play.
Nobody.
Oh, what I'm trying to
nobody
say-
in the NFL rotates their D line like Brandon Bean.
That's what I'm trying to say though. They're gonna be rotational pieces. They're not gonna be 60,
Yeah, but our
70
D line's
snaps.
not set. We probably
You
have
have-
2
You have
starters.
the set rotation, yes or no?
Not yet. No, we just a whole new D line.
They did draft like
Yeah.
Yeah,
6
you
guys.
drafted it, but you still. Who'd you get rid of
It's
from
not
last year?
set yet.
We're
Who'd you get rid of
losing.
from
We're
last year?
losing. We're going to get rid of Murphy. You can't tell me Trent Murphy's going to
No,
start.
we haven't even re-signed him.
Mari Addison's getting talks about being gone.
He's gonna
Talked about.
He's getting cut.
Yeah.
But Ed Oliver's still there.
Yeah.
Just D
Jerry
tackle.
Hughes is still there.
Was that other
Yeah,
D
Jay
tackle?
Olsen's
The
older.
other D tackle.
He's older.
Harrison Phillips is probably going to be gone. Well, I mean, that's
I
D
think
tackle.
he's
We got rid of
What I'm trying to say is there's gonna be
Yeah.
nobody on. I don't think they're gonna be getting enough snaps.
Yeah, start with 2 and then play last year, and I haven't heard anything about that.
All I'm trying to say is I don't think you guys are gonna be getting enough snaps.
Oh yeah, no, I would.
Especially, and honestly, if I was gonna go with either the Bills move,
I was gonna go with Rousseau.
I would go Boogie Basham before I go Rousseau.
I was gonna go
But that's why I said either. That's why I said
Rousseau's
2
so
rookies
good.
come in, like either.
Rousseau's more raw. He still needs more.
Well, I think Rousseau. What's going on with Rousseau? There's talks of him being moved to
Yeah,
tackle.
If anyone could break out, I just thought it'd be Rousseau. Just he's athletically
Yeah, he's a
gifted.
freak of nature.
Well, I was
6'8".
gonna-
He's a freak
I was
of
gonna go. I'm still gonna go J.C. Horn. But
nature. I don't think it's bad.
I think JC Inslee
for
can
me
take
being
6, 7.
biased, is Jalen Phillips that bad of a pick?
No, I think
That's
it really is to go any DN in the top 15. Like, there's a lot of good. Like, you go Surtain.
He was
Like,
the only.
Yeah, I think it,
He didn't even go 15. He went 18, didn't he?
Phillips.
Jalen Phillips. He was first to end off the board.
Yeah, he was. But I think it was top 15. Wasn't it?
No,
No, it
I
wasn't.
think it was
It wasn't. Yeah, it wasn't.
Yeah, it could be any DN to go top
I could
15.
have swore the Dolphins took a DN in the top 15.
That's what I thought.
That's what-
I thought the same thing.
Yeah, I thought they were top.
Okay, so you going to Phillips?
No, I'm still gonna go with J.C. Horn.
Okay, so 2 JC Horns. Who'd you
I
know?
love
I'm gonna go Russo.
Rousseau, Micah Parsons. I think all the picks are very, very, possible picks for Defensive Player of the Year. But we move on to most improved in the NFL defense and offense. You pick a team, you give reasons why. Pretty easy, simple. I'm going to start off with the offense. I went Rams. Matthew Stafford's going to be one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. I'm calling it now. I think that's a playoff team. The running game has been the same since Goff was the quarterback. It's just big guys that tote the rock. They add the wide receivers now. I think Matthew Stafford comes in and takes that offense to a level that Jared Goff couldn't.
Right. That's not a bad pick. I love Matthew Stafford. I think it's a great pick. But as much as I hate to say it, I think you kind of have to go deep. All the offseason picks they got on that offense. They got Jonnu Smith. They got Hunter Henry. They got Nelson Aguilar. I don't think he's a superstar receiver, but it's helping. They got a bunch of help.
He plays like he is for the Raiders last year. He is. That man made Derek. I love Derek Carr. Don't get me wrong. He made so many plays for Derek Carr.
Sure.
I shut up.
David Carr.
David.
For my offense, I'm going with the Giants. They drafted Darius Toney. You got Kenny Galladay. Saquon coming back off the injury. I think that's
very underrated.
You got two. They could be number one receiver. How about Daniel Jones?
It's just Jones got to prove it.
It's all in.
But the offense definitely has got better.
Man, I know.
Getting you, they had like a top 5 defense too.
Now that I think about
That
it,
was young.
in a way, Daniel Jones and Tua are in a very similar boat.
And same
Yeah, it's a lot I like. Carson Wentz too.
It's not a prove it years.
There's a bunch of guys where it's a.
You still want a job?
Yeah, Sam Darnold's just standing on the edge of the cliff, just waiting for someone to push him.
I don't think Sam Darnold got moved to a different team. Daniel Jones is definitely right.
It's like New York City.
His toes
Kill
are
him
off.
if he doesn't do something.
It's all in the hands of Evan Ingram. They're screwed.
Did you give?
I'm gonna go New England too, because they're getting back to that offense they want to run. That 2 tight end power, just.
I'm telling you, Mac Jones is going to be good. I see it.
Oh,
Yeah,
Give him
Jones.
3 games. I give him 3 games. That's the most
I'll
I
give you
give.
3
yeah,
games.
Campbell started.
That's
I say
definitely
3 games, and if he doesn't, Mac Jones comes.
It all depends. Can't throw a drag route.
Cam can score. If Cam can score, he'll stay as starting quarterback all year long. And if the Patriots make playoffs, he'll get re-signed.
No, he won't. They won't pay him that money.
They wouldn't have drafted the top 15 quarterback.
Yeah, they wouldn't pay him that money. They wouldn't.
Mac Jones isn't old.
Yeah, but they wouldn't pay him that money.
I'm not saying like, oh, Cam's gonna have a crazy year.
If Cam takes Patriots to playoffs, someone will probably pay him.
Yeah,
New England's not going to pay him after they do
Okay,
that.
New England's not going to pay him more than $3 million
They'd
a
offer
year.
him another 1 year, but they're not going to give him.
I agree. Moving on to the defense. This is the side of the ball that when I said it, it scared me because I know how good this NFC South is going to be, and a defense that we've talked about that's been bad for years got a lot better. And the Atlanta Falcons, they drafted Richie Grant, a really good safety. He's lengthy from UCF. They picked up Deron Harmon from Detroit, got Marquise Mingo from Chicago, a linebacker.
Marquise Mingo's dog water.
Marquise Mingo played really good in Chicago last year, and that's what they've missed at linebacker in Atlanta. AJ Terrell had a really good rookie year. Dante Fowler looks healthy. Grady Jarrett's a Pro Bowler. Deion Jones and Foyce and Louis Collins standing in the middle. This defense is a lot better when you look at it healthy. And if the offense can put points on the board, I think the defense is going to prove to you that the Falcons can compete in the South.
I'm going with the Denver Broncos. They got like 8
Fuller,
Pro Bowl
yeah.
cornerbacks, and I think he's got Von Miller, right?
Yeah, he's old.
I think Von Miller will be here. He was hurt all last year, and I think Bradley Jones will try to step up and do something. I think it'll be good.
I
The
think
D line.
So let's say Panthers.
No.
Psych.
One guy. I'm thinking. Like, I was thinking Denver before he said it, and then he said it, so I was like, I don't know.
You can either go that. My second choice was the Chargers. You get a corner. They got their Pro Bowl corner. What's his name? Samuel Jr. How do you say it?
Third James.
Sandai, whatever.
Something.
It's something.
We already call him what?
Same time. The same time,
He will be.
Can't die Samuel.
What? Repeat that one for me?
Go, Billy.
Come on.
I'm going Denver.
Yeah, I like Denver.
That's what I was going to go.
That's
the
how
part.
Denver, I think, definitely got the most attention in the offseason.
Yeah, Denver, we go.
He went Denver also. 3 Denvers, I went Atlanta. As we move on to the QB that will take the biggest jump, and I know you're all going to hate me, but I'm standing on the edge of the cliff with my hands on my knees. Sam Darnold has to take the biggest jump in the NFL. He has Robbie Anderson. He drafted Terrence Marshall. He gets Christian McCaffrey. He's got DJ Moore. He's got a tight end in Dan Arnold. The offensive line got revamped. He's got Joe Brady at offensive coordinator. I mean, there's no excuses anymore. If it's not a big jump, it has to be some kind of jump. Sam Darnold will get better, at least a little bit.
I'm going to go with what I said earlier. I'm going to go with Daniel Jones. Gave him the weapons. Now, go for it.
I like that.
I mean, you already know where I'm going with it. There's only one way I can't go with it.
2. All right, Josh Allen.
I mean,
Here's a clip.
Hey, square up!
Tua definitely needs to take a big jump this year. I don't think that's bad. I definitely think Dan Jones needs to take a jump. But I think we're going to see Matthew Stafford throw for 5,000 yards this year, so that's going to be a big jump.
I'm trying to help him out here.
Carson Wentz?
No,
He has to show up this year.
Carson Wentz would be a good one.
there's not enough of it.
Yeah, this is hard.
Yeah,
I was going to say David
Jalen
Jones.
Hurts, there you go.
He's benched me.
We all voted 2. All right.
Okay, there we go.
I'm going to go. I just had a name on mine. Sam Darnold would be a good one.
He's got to make it.
No, I was going to say Daniel Jones. I'm going to say Daniel Jones.
Okay, I like it. Daniel Jones has definitely got to step up like Sam Darnold, like Tua, all in the same situation. Every year looks like a new running back adds his name to the elite list, and last year was Aaron Jones, who really showed out in Green Bay. What's a name that takes over this year? And it's a little biasy, but I think back to the NFC South, I think this team's going to be really good this year. Mike Davis in Atlanta. They're going to replace Todd Gurley with a guy who came in and helped the Panthers when they were missing Christian McCaffrey. I think Mike Davis is as healthy as he's ever been, as big as he's ever been. This is what Atlanta needs after losing Julio. They need a run game to help out with Kyle Pitts and Calvin Ridley. I got Mike Davis taking that next step in winning. Okay.
I don't even know.
I'm trying to think of fantasy last
I'm
year.
going to go Cam Akers in LA.
I was going to go Jonathan
He
Taylor.
had a rough start, and then, I had a rough start, or he had a rough start earlier in the year, and then he got back. The last couple games, I think he'll rush right now this year.
It's hard.
This is tough.
Yeah, these are some tough questions. Like just thinking off the dome.
Every year there's a new guy that takes over. Especially puts their name in the top 5.
Man, I would have loved to have said James Robinson here. We got that number for him, man. Well, that's where I would have loved to put James.
I think Jonathan Taylor's going to be.
I was really wanting to go with him. I think Jonathan Taylor's going to flourish again. Another 1,000.
But they already had a great year. I'm thinking of someone who just wasn't super good that year.
Aaron Jones kind of came out of nowhere.
Yeah, I don't think anybody was.
It sucks. I'm thinking here, people.
Miles Gaskin.
Is that Juice? Is that his name?
Oh, yeah. You can go
Antonio
wrong.
Gibson?
Yeah, that's
Gibson.
a good one.
Juice is
That's
that
a really good one.
Antonio Gibson's a good one. Did you go in Antonio Gibson?
We're going to
I like that pick. Thanksgiving Day had a big day.
Stuff
And that Thanksgiving Day, good stuff. As we move on to the NCAA, which is even closer than, I don't know if it's closer, I think preseason
like
comes on before.
95 days.
Yeah, it's inside 100 days. Every single week we tend to talk more and more about each conference by conference. But player of the year by conference. Most of these are quarterbacks. I'm going to go ahead
Why
and throw
can't
that out
these be
there.
team-related questions?
Yeah.
I'm not going to name those.
ACC, as we start out, I'm going to go Sam Howell, quarterback. I mean, I've said it every single week. I think Sam Howell's going to have a crazy year. I'm going to go player of the year in the ACC.
I'm going to DJ. He's going to pop off this year.
DJ, you get 8.
I think.
Man, just to piss Blake off. You don't understand how bad I want to say the year king,
Go to your team, please.
but
Go. Say it.
Hey, that was my sleeper pick.
I'm not even giving you the satisfaction of saying no, so I'm going to DJ.
I'm going to DJ.
I think it's
I
Sam or
love
DJ.
Sam, but
I think it's going to be Sam or DJ. They're going to be the top 2 teams in the ACC. As we move on to the SEC, I'm going to go a little out there, but I think Georgia's ready to make that step to compete in the SEC. I'm going to go JT Daniels. I think going to show out against Eric Gilbert now, the transfer tight end from LSU. I think JT Daniels has a really good year at Georgia.
Yep. I'm going JT Daniels. I watched him. When did he didn't start right away?
No, he came in late last
Yeah,
year.
he played really good.
I'm thinking. I'm actually like I got like 5
It
minutes.
should be like the easiest time for Killer.
I'm gonna go.
Well, no,
It's not like easiest, but like
I know the
you
most
names.
players, so that's what makes it so hard. Actually, I'm gonna hit you with a weird one.
You'll take the.
We're gonna get a like.
No, that's what I was thinking of at first, honestly. But what's his name? Miles Brennan? Is that the quarterback
Yeah,
at LSU? The lefty? I really like him, and I think if Coach O can get the talent back in the this year, I think that kid can have a really good year.
No, I said JT Daniels.
You said JT? Okay, so 3 JTs. Alright, and a Miles Brennan. As we move on to the Big Ten, I'm gonna make Billy happy. I think
My name?
how do you say his last name? Michael
Penix Jr.
is it Penix?
Penix.
Penix. I think he showed us how good he is in Indiana. If Indiana's any type of good this year, he's got to be a guy that can win it. I mean, Cole Shroud is going to be really good at Ohio State, but I think Penix is a guy who win it in the Big Ten.
I don't know any place want to go to this spot though.
There's a lot.
Penix.
He goes quarterback Cole Shroud. He's going to ball out in Ohio State this year.
I'm gonna go out on the line. I'm gonna go Mohamed Ibrahim from Minnesota.
Oh!
Running back.
We need a siren for weird names every time someone we don't know.
I don't even know what
Woo! Weird name. Let's go. I'm not going to even try to repeat that, so we're just going
Mohamed
to
Ibrahim.
Are we doing independent?
How did I do?
in Notre Dame. Who's your quarterback? Moving on.
Ibrahim.
Stop.
Oh, hold on, I'm trying to pronounce it. Oh, I was right, so that matters.
Mohamed Ibrahim. Is he
Mohamed.
quarterback?
No, running back.
Running back from Minnesota. As we move on to the Big 12, I'm going to go a name that I love. I think he's going to be a sleeper quarterback in the draft next year. Brock Purdy of Iowa State. I think he's going to be a senior this year after the COVID year. Brock Purdy's a guy who can show out at Iowa State and really be a Heisman candidate this year if he plays up to his potential.
I'm gonna go with Spencer Rattler.
That's a get me. Really?
Spencer Rattler.
Yeah, say his name.
I hate Spencer Rattler.
I do too. That's why I didn't say his name.
That's the reason I'm not going to say his name. I can't even think of Big 12 teams right now. That's how bad it's getting, dude.
Good stuff, kid. He's on.
Really, you know college football more than me. Come on.
He's on it over here. He even knows the really good ones.
What's the running back from Iowa State?
Oh, I know it, but I don't.
He's so good.
Yeah.
And that's
You're
all-
saying running back from Iowa State.
Running back from Iowa State. Hold on, I will get your name. I will get your name.
There you
I don't
go.
know Spencer Rattler.
Spencer, that's a give me. I'm gonna let Billy find. I know it, but I don't know
He's
it.
so good.
He matched Kevin Harrison.
Bryce Hall.
Bryce Hall is a guy to watch.
That's a TikTok guy.
Brees Hall. My bad. I'm so sorry, Brees.
Bryce Hall. He's
No.
playing this week.
No, it's Brees Hall.
He's dancing on TikTok.
As we move on to the last conference in the Pac-12, a team that I've been really high on in the last couple of podcasts. I think Keem Slovis at USC is going to be really good this year. I mean, all quarterbacks are on the board. I think Keem Slovis would play at the end of that.
Yep, that was my franchise quarterback. Madden. He was, dude. I'm going.
He really led me to the Super Bowl. I'm gonna take it.
I can't believe I'm about to say this, but I won the Super Bowl both years, and guess who my quarterback was? You don't remember? Sam Howell.
Oh, yeah.
Cheated.
That's AC's dude.
There you go, Billy.
Pac 12. Very obvious.
I wanted to go Kayvon Thibodeau.
Huh?
Best defensive end in the country. If he won't play you, that'd be crazy. That's a big Oregon. He's like 6'8".
Oh, yeah. I see.
He's gigantic.
Yeah, I see that.
That's Gregory.
He's supposed to be like Nick Clown. He got hurt last year, so.
I'm trying to think.
Well, that is like Clown, isn't it?
Alright, here comes the hot take, boys.
I'm going USC quarterback.
I'm going to go to Oregon. Within 2 weeks, Anthony Brown, starting quarterback there, will be benched.
What? Will
Okay.
Ty Thompson, the true freshman, will come in.
And win player of
And
the
win
year.
player of the year.
Oh my God.
Short 2
If
games.
this happens, dude, we have to. Okay.
I mean, Trevor Lawrence not won that.
If we don't
Like,
get our
we can't-
that call,
We can't say it's a loss. Trevor Lawrence made the Heisman finalist without playing 3 games. So, I mean, if we're just handing out participation trophies like it's church basketball, then go ahead.
I agree with that. If that happens, Billy, I will give you all the money that I've ever
Let's go.
ever. As we wrap up, I talked about Georgia with JT Daniels, but is that the team to take over the SEC as Alabama is starting over at quarterback? Auburn doesn't know if Bo Nix is the guy. There's not. I mean, in the East, Florida has to restart with Kyle Trask being gone, and to me, I think Georgia's got to be it. They get Darion Kendrick from Clemson, Eric Gilbert from LSU. As I said, all the other teams are changing at quarterbacks. Kirby Smart has a shot this year to give Georgia fans what they've wanted in the last decade and finally get that team over the hump and get a championship.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Georgia. I know they lost. What's his name? I'm about to say his name. What's his name?
George Pickens.
They lost him to injury, but I think this year Georgia will figure it out. Their
I think
defense is
this year is definitely Georgia's the one team where you can be like, all right, we know this team gonna be there. We know they're gonna be there. Whether they win or they're gonna be there. Well, we can't really say that about Alabama yet. I mean, we can because we know Alabama.
But it's
How
like
they are,
they
but-
still
but
gotta
Georgia,
figure out
I think,
quarterback.
right now is
we've
still
seen JT Daniels
over
play. Yeah. What?
Roll Tide.
Roll Tide, you're going Alabama?
Yeah.
I mean, that's the thing. You can't ever bet against Alabama. But if there's a year where like you have a consistent team in the SEC that's like can compete with them, like Joe Burrow with LSU that came out of nowhere, like JT Daniels can take Georgia over that top of the offense. Yes, they don't have George Pickens, but Kirby Smart recruits well enough to take him to that spot.
Georgia really doesn't seem to like freshman QBs from Alabama.
Respect. As we wrap up college football and move on to our cap-off questions, we have 3 this week. And the first one is one I'm going to ask every single podcast until the finals comes up to see if we can actually get this thing right. Finals matchup and prediction of the series. I'm going to stay with what I've been the last 3 weeks. I'm going to go Jazz, Nets in 6. I think the Nets come out of that Bucks series unscathed and they get to the finals pretty easily. The Jazz are going to have to make a run, and Johnny Mitchell's going to have to show up every single series. But I think the Jazz are too deep of a team not to make it out.
We had the same finals, didn't we?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
I think you can change it.
No, I'm keeping it in there.
Yeah, I like it.
Because
I'm not letting you talk
Yeah.
me through no
Yeah.
more.
the only other team I can think of.
Would be Suns.
Suns, yes.
Yeah.
You talked me out of it because you can't bet against LeBron. Well, LeBron's out, so I'm going Suns, Nets.
I like it.
I'm trying to think about. I
You
know
went Suns Bucks last week.
that's what I did. Yeah, I'm sticking with that. I think I said it was 6 Suns.
I like that. I think those are all teams that we expect to be there, and if they're not, we'll be in shock. So we'll look stupid. As we move on, better college QB, Johnny Football or Kyler Murray? Kyler, I think, definitely has the better resume, but for me, I think it's just what they brought to college football, and I went Johnny Football. It's money time, baby. Bring him all the signed autographs and all the money for it. I think he just changed the game for the better. I think he gave college football fans something to watch every single week. Took down Bama. I just think was better for the game than
Real quick, I just super strange thoughts in my head.
yeah.
Can we rewind 10 years so I can go up the Giants, tell them to commit to Ole Miss?
For what?
You freeze.
Oh.
You
Yeah,
can't.
but we can't go into depth on that, Billy. So it's really out of context.
I hate inside joke. No, don't understand. Don't
Search it.
understand.
Hugh Freeze Ole Miss.
I mean, you know.
Don't if you're under 18, but do it.
You know how awesome that
That's
was?
just
We can't explain it, so.
Hey, he made 30
You're not.
grand. He made 30 grand signing off that day.
Yeah,
And
free
he
30
didn't
grand.
take money till after the high
So are we all agreeing on Johnny Football?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Okay. I was really scared someone was going to do counters because it was the playoffs. But the last question is definitely save the best for last, because we've had an argument all week between not really us, but definitely between me and CJ. We talked about Klay Thompson and how different the Warriors team would have been this year if they had a healthy Klay Thompson, and where he ranks among the point guards in today's
Shooting
NBA.
guards.
Or, I said shooting guards. And I want to, before we even get into argument, I know an argument is going to be hurt, so you can't put him into that. I don't want that argument because we know what Klay Thompson brings. So with the fact of knowing what Klay Thompson brings, where he ranks in the top 5, because I know he's not below 5, so that's why I said top 5. and we're going to start from 5 and go all the way up. Yep, I'm going to start at 5. I have Bradley Beal. He was a leading scorer this year at shooting guard. I just don't think he won enough games. He takes a little bit too many shots for my liking, a little bit too inefficient. That's why I have him at 5.
I'm definitely not. I'm
Okay,
definitely
well,
gonna leave out
first-
somebody. Oh no, yeah, talk. Y'all talk amongst yourselves.
I mean, he just put that 5. I'm like speechless.
I'm putting Gilders
He didn't
out
play
there.
last year.
I don't. That's not.
We're
What
not
was the
talking about
first
that.
sentence that I said?
Okay, come on. All right, we're going.
You know Klay
we're
Thompson's
going
better.
Beal. We're going Bradley Beal.
Okay, thank you.
Gilders Alexander.
Blake, you won't even argue it for once. Crazy.
We talked about
We
this.
did-
before we
that's
started.
the
It was
first
way
thing
more
that
than
I
this.
said.
Sorry, I was underneath a car.
I really, dude. There's no. I'm gonna forget a name and I'm gonna feel really bad.
It's really easy to look
Yeah,
at
it's
the shooting
really
guard
easy.
list on
Yeah.
the NBA.
There's not.
Like, internet's amazing.
Right outside 5 is Zach Pete. I think I put him at 6.
You put him at 6?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got. Yeah.
I mean, I agree with you, but I
I
think
think
you would
it's
have.
6.
I'm gonna go Bill.
No, actually, I don't.
I'm gonna go Bradley Bill.
I want to hear you after this.
Okay. Who's 5 for you?
I said Gilders Alexander.
Oh.
He has the stats. He has
No
the
shot I
stats.
put him over Zach. He's like 7 for me. I love Shai. He's like a tall, lengthy, playmaking point guard. I still think he's shown me enough.
That's why I said
I'm
I
not
want to hear
gonna-
your.
I'm
I mean,
I want to hear the list
no,
after
we're
this.
gonna talk about this. I love Shaq.
He went to the playoffs last year. I get that.
Yeah, I know that, but we're not hearing him because he's on Thunder. But he's averaging what, 25, 6, and 6 this year. That's really good.
Yes. Zach LaVine averaged 28, 6, and 4 on 50%
Oh.
shooting.
It's Shaq.
I'm sorry. I messed up. Bad.
Oh yeah, we need to restart this.
Yeah,
like,
I'm
right
set.
now.
I had my top 5 like written down, but I didn't have Clay in it because I'm putting Clay in it, and I just said someone that should have 6. I put Gilders at 6. Okay.
Okay.
My fault.
Me
So
and
Zach
CJ still have
Zach
the other
Levine's
5.
5. Zach Levine's 5.
I like that. Okay.
That's what I said. I don't know what I said.
Reset this up. Zach LaVine at 5.
Yeah, okay.
So you have him higher than I did. I'm sure.
Yes.
Okay. So Beal,
But I don't know who you got.
Levine. Number 4. I mean, it's a little controversy because you know how I feel about D-Mitch. I have D-Book at 4. I think D-Book's proven to me he can win. He's definitely moving up my list, and you have to give me credit. I've moved D-Book up a little bit. I have him at 4 over Bradley Beal. I think it's going to be great to see what he can become as a shot creator. I have D-Book at 4.
Alright, I need to know this. Because on here, and
Mine.
that's Claude. I know Claude.
Butler's not shooting.
Okay, it's not work. I know that. They just haven't.
But I said on this, it does have.
He's not. He's plays small forward.
Yeah.
4 Bradley Bill.
I like that.
I want to go see them talk about that. I'm gonna put Zach Levine at 4.
Okay. Oh! He put Zach LaVine at 4. I mean, I feel bad for leaving Zach LaVine out of top 5 now.
Zach.
But I don't think Zach LaVine's better than any of the names that I listed.
I think he's better than Bradley Beal than I was.
Beal at 4, 3, as everyone knows, I have D-Mitch. I don't think D-Mitch is the shooter that Clay is. I don't think he's as efficient as Clay is. I have
I forgot to put Clay.
That's why it's confused. The way I wrote it down is confusing.
Yeah.
I think I got it now.
See, I'm about to say, see, this Zach Clay at 5 when we first started.
Hang on. This is confusing me. Alright,
I don't have a room.
Because I have the list down, but I don't have
Okay,
it in it,
chill.
so I'm trying to put them in.
Stop. We're going to 5. You have Bradley Beal, right?
Okay, yeah, we're gonna.
Bradley Beal, Zach LaVine,
I'm going back to Bradley Bill.
Bradley Beal. 4, I have D-Book.
Donovan Mitchell.
Oh.
Bradley Beal.
Zach LaVine.
No, he's 6 for me now. I had to move him out.
Okay. 4. Good, let's get change that much in 15
Devin
seconds.
Booker.
Devin Booker.
It's-
3, I have
This is an easy list.
3, I have D-Mitch.
3, I'm going 3. Hold on. That's confusing.
Alright, last 15 seconds, please.
3? Who did I not name? D-Mitch, my bad. D-Mitch.
D-Mitch.
D-Mitch. So what we're figuring out right now is we're not very different at all.
2,
2,
Thompson.
Klay Thompson.
Hard one.
So why was this argument so bad during the week?
Because you said right now. Because Clay didn't play.
I don't care.
He doesn't understand that. Clay's hurt right now. We
I know
understand
that. We're
I
at
know
work.
people-
He's like, right now, Clay's number 1.
Because
No,
if Klay
right
Thompson
now.
could play basketball right now, he could go and drop 50.
Clay can come in his first game, he's going to drop 50.
I know
There's
that,
no
but
shot.
We're talking right now. Right?
Oh, right now he's sitting at home and his
now,
legs
he's
dropped.
not
He's on a boat listening
Okay,
to Drake.
Shut up. That was the argument earlier in the week. Right now, he's not playing, so you can't put him in there above somebody that's averaging 30.
No, when you know
You
that
can't.
he
Right now, he's doing the same thing as Harden. Just not playing.
he's on a boat.
So
listening
maybe
to
you can't put Harden on
Basically, what he's saying.
This is
if
earlier in
Clay
the
was
week
in
before
there-
he got hurt, alright?
Basically, what he's saying.
If you put Clay on the lineup right now, he's dropping 30.
Yes, I know that, but you said right now. You're not getting it. So you're.
I got Clay at 1.
Oh
No, you're 2.
I don't agree with 1, but
I
like
have
that
two.
one.
I
I
think
hate-
James
I hate
Harden's
Harden.
proven me too much.
James Harden's 1.
I hate Harden. I put him at Harden at 2. But
Give me a
Well, earlier in the week, I had
argument.
Clay at 3. So what's the difference between 3 and 2?
I mean, who else would you put above him? Who would you put above
yeah,
him?
who you got at 2?
Huh?
Who you
Who'd
got
you
at
put
2?
above him?
No, I didn't list it. I said I would put Clay at 3 if I had to pick at the top 3.
That's probably why I got so mad because I couldn't think of 2 shooting
That was
guards better
earlier
than
in the
Clay
week. I said he was
Thompson.
3.
That's probably why I got so mad.
I might have had D Mitch at 2, honestly.
Okay, well, I'd still be back. I just gave you a reason why D-Mitch was my 3. I wanted you to give me a reason why James Harden's not.
I think Clay just brings. I don't know. It's just the way the type of basketball I like. I don't like someone that can just dribble in one spot, take 3 steps back, and shoot. I like Clay's ability to catch and shoot. It is quick. I mean, he can score 50 points with only 6 dribbles.
He brings that defense too.
He brings definitely. I mean, Harden definitely improved. I always talk trash about Harden's defense. He's definitely improved, but I still think I take Clay's energy and what he can do with the Warriors, and Harden's almost feeling like a role player in the Nets.
I definitely agree. That was a very fun way to cap off the podcast. You can listen to us on Apple Music, Spotify, Buzzsprout every single week. Make sure to share, retweet, show it to your friends, show it to your family. Get our name out there. We're trying to get sponsors in so we can make a little money. But thank you for listening every single week. Love you. Have a good week. Deuces.